So, okay, before we jump in on what a land lease is, the one thing that I would also mention is like the last time that we saw an iteration of this in 2017. Do you remember? I think we talked about this on the show. You remember Sidewalk Toronto?
Of course, yeah. The big
So
Google project.
yeah, so Google was supposed to build this like super city. They said it was going to be a new kind of mixed use complete community, and it was a great site, the Quayside site, which was federally owned. But Waterfront Toronto was tasked with the process of getting these RFPs to solicit bids for an innovation and funding partner. But then it kind of came out when they submitted the plans that it was like very much it was kind of like this like dystopian state, right? Like it was all, I mean, that might fly today, honestly, but it was all like cameras everywhere.
You know, welcome today.
It was like, yeah, like I think you wouldn't have to have like a Metro pass because it would just like watch your face as you get onto stuff. And so anyway, people are like, okay, this sounds like a surveillance state experiment. And I mean, honestly, like in a post-COVID world that might fly, but back then it did not. So anyway, that would be like one of the good examples that I would say.
Yeah, or the new one that's prevalent, and I apologize for our listeners across the country. We're really just using Toronto-centric examples right now. But what's the? They're putting a new spa down by
Therme
Spa on the old grounds of
Ontario Place.
Ontario Place, yeah, Ontario Place. So that again is a 99-year lease.
Yeah,
and it's
another good example.
Yeah,
a good bad example, maybe, because that one's definitely riddled in controversy as well. So
they tend to be these long government leases.
Yeah.
But talk to me about what a land lease is, Dan, because traditionally, you know, we like to buy real estate. One of the main reasons I like to buy real estate is because I like the land, right? Yeah. I don't want condos because I don't want a box in the sky. I like something that I can develop and not have Big Brother say no. So
or underwatch you on your Metro Pass. A land lease is a homeownership model where individuals can own their homes without purchasing the land, making these homes about 30% cheaper than others in the area. Popular among first-time buyers, families, and retirees, it allows them to allocate funds to other priorities while building equity.
So let's look at maybe some key features. Now, again, the land lease that we're talking about is not in the same traditional sense that, Ontario Place would be taken over. But land leases do exist. Now, some of the key benefits of those are affordability, right? Rising construction costs, rising housing costs. Land lease properties present a cost-effective solution. So, for instance, a home on a land lease community may cost significantly less than the average freehold home across the country. We also see lower mortgages and taxes since you don't have to buy the land that your property is actually on. Mortgage payments and property taxes are lower. Also, you'll likely have less maintenance. Homeowners obviously maintain their homes, but community managers handle upkeep of common and public areas. So land lease properties provide a bit more of a feasible option for owning a home in desirable locations without having to incur that high typical cost associated with some of those areas.
One of the things that I thought would be worth mentioning, I'm actually on a committee for a project like this in the city of Toronto with Brad Bradford. It's like their Missing Middle pilot project, and Create.to is trying to do something similar, but in the city of Toronto. So it's lands owned by the city of Toronto, and they want to support local developers and kind of do this similar type of model. So I think the governments have finally realized, like all these real estate folks have been making all this money over the last couple of years with real estate, so maybe we should get into that business, which is usually
great.
A bad
now
sign,
the government's in real estate too.
If anyone's going to mess up a market, but anyway, no. But Create.to is doing some great work around this, and if you're a developer in Toronto looking to do some missing middle stuff and you're looking for land leases of this nature, reach out and I'd love to connect you with Create.to because they're looking to get some feedback from developers on this project right now.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, great to hear that, Dan.